All right. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And anyways, I'm going to have Michael light our candle, our two-wick candle, and explain what he's doing, and why he's doing it.
Good morning, everyone. Happy 25th anniversary to Summit Center for Spiritual Living. So I'm lighting a candle today. The candle, it's a two-wick candle. The first candle I light represents the light of God that's within each and every one of us. And again, and I light a second candle then. The second candle is our community candle, and again, our community wick. And again, coming from that one source. And again, as you can see, the light is much greater because we are meeting together. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. And you're here for a great day. This is our 25th anniversary, also known as Summit Center or Summit Spiritual Center for those who started way back when. And we have a special guest speaker, Reverend Jeff Radcliffe. But I'm going to let John do an opening song for us.
All right. Well, it's a new start, new month, new year of our history. So here we are. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start from the heart for living in a better way. Working together with the skills of many hands, helping each other make the best life we can. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start from the heart for living in a better way. Life becoming better as harm and suffering cease. With kindness for each other, we'll live and grow in peace. Making a new start, awareness growing here and there, as we care for one another, love flowers everywhere. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start from the heart for living in a better way. For living in a better way. For living in a better way.
All right. Well, thank you so much, John. And we very much appreciate it. And John and myself, Michael, Carol Ann was basically from the very beginning too. Um, I know she was at our very first picnic, so if not sooner than that. But it's just great to have all of us here as well. But and anybody that's been through Summits Center, um, we hope they get to join us eventually. But it's anyways. So it's a wonderful day. It's been 25 years. Hard to believe it's been 25 years already. And that we've been meeting together. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Michael to do science of our reading from Science of Mind 365.
Thank you. And again, very good and happy anniversary to each and every one of you. And again, to the four of us for hanging in there for the for the past 25 years. And yeah, I remember that first day at the Presbyterian church that we did it. And it was the first Sunday. I think it was February 1st. And we, again, a group of us were going to Cleveland. And that I think I'd just gotten my practitioner license. And we decided to have something in Akron rather than to spend 45 minutes on the road. So we've continued on. So from the Science of Mind 365, from the 2nd of February, the affirmative thought is, I have limitless imagination. I have limitless imagination. I have limitless imagination. And from Psalms 119, verse 18, open thou mine eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Dr. Holmes's commentary is, the great satisfaction in using the law of life is in the consciousness that such a power is available rather than in any use that we make of it. For any particular use we make of it is a passing thing, whether it be healing oneself or another or producing any other contemporary good. All of these are transitory, and there is something in everyone that longs for permanency. The artist knows that even though that he has created something beautiful, it can be destroyed. His real and innermost satisfaction is not in the object, but in the subject, that thing within him that penetrates the mystic splendor of beauty itself. So it is with all of our temporary creations. Empires may rise and fall, chance and change, the comings and goings of human events, inevitably must give way to something bigger. You are greater than the sum total of all the experiences that you have ever had. So pray with me. I know that a law of life exists and that I am one with it and am inseparable from it. I am part of the infinite energy from which I draw limitless creative imagination. This energy is the invisible essence and substance of every visible form. Its nature is goodness, truth, beauty, and love, and that is my nature too. From the Science of Mind 365.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Jody, for joining us. Uh, it's your first time online with us, at least. Have you ever, were we ever at one of our services? Because I feel like I've seen you or met you somewhere.
I've probably met you somewhere with Johnny, but I don't live in Ohio now.
Okay.
It's been several years, but
All
I
right.
appreciate Johnny's invitation. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I was entering the number wrong. That's why I got the error. I only had,
Oh,
but we
okay.
got
Okay.
for another time.
All right. Anyway, so what state are you from, Jody? I'm sorry, I meant to ask you that.
She's down in the depths of
From
Florida,
Ohio,
it's
but I'm
warm.
living in Florida now.
Florida? Okay, well, wonderful.
She lives in South Florida where it's reasonably warm.
Wow. And
Oh, but it's been cold.
Well, what you call cold.
Yeah, what we call cold.
Well, it's
Reverend
going to
Jeff
be
is,
55 tomorrow, according to my forecast
yeah,
here.
Reverend Jeff is from Tennessee, or lives in,
Okay.
he's actually from West Virginia, but
It looks like he's from Star Trek Command.
yeah. All right.
It's cool, right, John?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to let John start our meditation, or do the music, and I will do the actual meditation. And thank you, John.
Peace is now. Peace is here. Peace is everywhere. Floating in a sea of peace. Beyond all we know. Peace is growing on and on everywhere we go. Joy is now, joy is here, joy is everywhere, floating in a sea of joy, beyond all we know. Joy is growing on and on everywhere we go.
And as we just feel that sea of love and peace and joy, take in a deep breath. Big deep breath with me. Just relieve and relax and just let go. And let's take in one more deep breath. And as we relax, just allow our chair to support us. And one more great big breath in. Just allow all the tension in your body. As soon as I hear that sound, my body tension just release. It just hits me that way. And I think it hits you that way too. Because as we recognize, like the all that spirit is, which is peace, love, joy, beauty, power, wisdom, life, and light. As we recognize all those things that God made. I claim all those things for us because we are created in spirit. So therefore, we have peace and love, joy and beauty, power and wisdom, life and life. And that is just everything that God is, we are. Whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, mind, the universe, the creator. We are one with that. Just imagine floating in this. Joy. So as I speak my word for Summit Center for Spiritual Living, I know that it has been 25 years since we started our first visit, and hopefully we'll be going 25 years or more in the future. I know that I'm grateful and thankful for every person that's ever been a part of it, whether it was for a short time, whether it was for a long time. I'm grateful and thankful for that. I know for Summit Center for Spiritual Living that we are a light for people, but we also are light for the world. Because anytime we gather together, our spiritual being, together, even if it's across the air, and our consciousness is being felt throughout the world. So I'm grateful for Jeff being here today as our guest speaker. For the wonderful message that he has for us. I know whatever his words are, that they are actually spiritual words speaking. I'm grateful for John doing the music and having done the music for all these 25 years. I'm so grateful for everything you do. Grateful for Carol Ann and all her love, Kyle's, Anna's, Michael, grateful for Jody, for Deb and Wayne, and grateful for each and every one of us, and those who, again, see us on a separate channel. We're grateful. And I just know for each and every person that whatever challenges may be happening, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, that they are working out for their best and highest good, right? Even right now. And it is working out for each and every one in the best possible way. So I give thanks one more time. I give thanks for that peace and and I say, because I've spoken with you, everything already taken care of. All those challenges are being met right here. No matter what it is. So with that, I say, it's so it is, it's so let it be.
Love is now. Love is here. Love is everywhere. Floating Love is growing on and on everywhere we go.
Thank you, John. And as you open your eyes, please also open your candle. And take a moment to look at each other and see that magnificent, fabulous, stupendous spirit that is within each and every person. Keeping those eyes and just feel that being. All right. Okay, well, I thank everybody so much. And John, and you know that's my favorite meditation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, as soon as I hear it, I'm there. I'm there. So, all right, I'm going to turn this over to our good friend, Reverend Jeff Radcliffe, Divine Science Minister from Tennessee, and he is going to be our special speaker. So, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Diana, for having me. Happy birthday, Summit CSL. Happy anniversary. And celebrating on Groundhog Day. And before we get started, I saw something earlier this morning on Facebook, which I thought was really hilarious. And for any vegetarians in the crowd today, I don't mean to offend you, but I thought this was funny. It showed a picture of the Beverly Hillbillies, and they're standing around the table, and they all have their heads bowed in prayer. And the caption reads, "Thanks for the varmint we're about to eat. It ain't fancy, but at least it's meat. Happy Groundhog Day." And being from West Virginia, that has special significance for me because I'm probably one of the few hillbillies you will ever meet that does not like the taste of groundhog. So there's that. And hello to Miss Jody. It's nice to meet you. Send some heat up from Florida to the rest of us if you don't mind. You may be wondering why you're here. I've been wondering the same thing for myself. I look at the world around me and things just seem to have gone crazy. I look at my personal life and things seem to have just gone plumb crazy. I've had experienced a few health issues, and some of them were rather minor. Some of them are a little more serious, and one of them felt like it was going to kill me, but it didn't. Um, and I've still got some things going on that need to be taken care of in the future. So why am I here for all this? Why here? Why now? There are some people who would say that we have a divine appointment. Well, if you put it that way, it kind of takes the onus off of us and our own responsibility for being part of whatever life is unfolding around us. Um, but we can't anthropomorphize God because that's what we're doing basically by divine appointment. We're saying what's out of our hands, God's doing this to us. So before we get started, I'd like to do a quick little affirmative prayer, reminding ourselves, first of all, what Ernest Holmes said: there is but one mind, and we use it. The laws of nature are universal, but our use of them is individual and personal. Spirit is forever unfolding its own nature. And Judge Thomas Troward said that each of us, our mind, connected with God's mind, was a center of divine operation. And he said that divine operation is for expansion and further expression. So, what these two quotes tell me is that we are here not to let God express through us, because there is no personal anthropomorphized God. There is the energy of God, there is the quality of spirit. God does not express through us. Rather, we express our divinity, our nature, which is part and parcel of that which we would call God. It's all energy and it's all intertwined. And so we recognize that we are one with that divine nature, with that divine essence, with that divine energy. And we are here to express. And we know that we are here for a reason. And we are grateful that we get to choose what our part is in the unfoldment of God. And that reason comes from us and comes through us into the world. And so we are grateful for that opportunity and that knowledge. And we release our word knowing that as it goes forth, it does not come back to us without bringing forth some sort of consequence. And may we always, always be aware that the consequences come from our thought process and the qualities of our thoughts. May we think only the highest and the best for ourselves and for the world. And in that way, we are the expansion and further expression of God. And so it is. So we are here for such a time as this to express our divine nature. We're here to enable spirit to expand. There are no accidents. There are no accidents. Now, as I look at all of you, I can see, and you can raise your hand if you want, you don't have to, but how many of you have ever read in the Bible, have read the story of Esther? Esther is my favorite character in the Bible. And it's interesting because the book of Esther is one of only two books in the Jewish uh, scriptural canon that is secular, the other one being the Song of Songs. Every other book in the Jewish canon is a religious book, except for these two. And when the councils were getting together to decide what books to put in the Christian Bible, Esther almost didn't make the cut simply because it is a secular book. But it is a secular book. It is a story with a purpose, and it tells us something about ourselves. Because Joel Goldsmith and also Neville Goddard kind of pushed this idea that each character in the Bible was not an actual person, but it is actually an aspect of us. It is part of our nature. So when we look at the story of Esther, we're going to see that what was in her and what is portrayed in her story is actually within us. Now, something like 2,500 years ago, the people of Judah and Israel were dispersed throughout the world and ended up in Persia. They were not slaves at this time, but they were there in Persia under King Ahasuerus. That is the Hebrew name for him. In history, he is also known as Xerxes, but we will use his Hebrew name, King Ahasuerus. And he was having this banquet, 180 days for his court and for dignitaries from all the provinces of his kingdom, 180 days. And on the seventh day of his banquet, he called for his queen, Vashti. He wanted her to come out in all her splendor, wearing her crown, just to show everybody how beautiful she was. And she didn't want to do it. And she refused to do that, ticked him off, basically. And so he banished her. He got rid of her. He did their a version of divorce and got rid of her, and then immediately went out looking for a new queen. And they had a beauty contest to find this new queen, and he settled on a woman by the name of Esther. And what he didn't know, and I don't know how he did not know this, but he did not realize that Esther was actually a Jew. She was Jewish. And she was an orphan. She was being raised. Accounts vary as to whether it was her cousin or her uncle Mordecai, but she became queen. Well, Mordecai learned of a plot against King Ahasuerus, and he went to the king and told him what was going on. King got these two guys and did away with the threat to him, and life was going on until one day the viceroy, the king's representative by the name of Haman, decided that, well, I know that Mordecai is Jewish and I am Persian, and he needs to bow down to me. And the Jewish people don't bow down to anyone except God. And so Mordecai refused. And so Haman decided that he was going to find a way to kill Mordecai and all the people of Jewish heritage living in Persia. And Persia at that time went all the way from India across through what is now Iran, which is the ancestral home of the Persians, down into the Middle East, down into Egypt, and over into Tunisia in that area, and then up around the Mediterranean Sea as far as Greece. So the Persian kingdom was huge. And there were Jewish people scattered among all of this area. And for Haman to want to kill all of them, it was massive. And so he even went and built a gallows so that he could hang Mordecai. Well, one day, King Ahasuerus couldn't sleep, so he had some of his guys read some of his court records to him, and they came to the part where Mordecai had saved the king's life by talking about these two guys who were plotting against him. And Ahasuerus said, "Well, what have we done to reward him?" And his chamberlain or whoever was reading the record said, "Well, yeah, we haven't done anything." And he said, "Well, we can't do that." So he calls Haman, his viceroy, in and says, "Well, what would you do if you wanted to honor somebody the best way that they could? How would you do it?" And Haman's thinking, "Oh man, I'm going to get rewarded by the king. So what would I want? I'd want to have all these fine clothes and get the opportunity to ride the king's horse and be out amongst the people and receive their adulation." And Ahasuerus said, "That's a darn good idea. Let's do that for Mordecai right now." And Haman was so upset with this that that's when he decided he was going to go after Mordecai and the rest of the Jewish people as a revenge. Well, Mordecai found out about this, and so he's talking to Esther, who is now the queen. And the queen, just like anybody else in the king's court, was not allowed to go into the court without an invitation. And if you went into the king's court before the king without an invitation, it was an immediate death sentence. Except if the king decided to make an exception for you, he'd hold out his scepter and just kind of, stop the whole process. Mordecai's telling Esther, "You've got to do something. You have got to tell the king that Haman is going to be killing our people." And Esther's afraid. She is so afraid of what could happen to her if she goes into the king's court uninvited. King hadn't seen her for 30 days. He hadn't called for her, and she was afraid to go in there without an invitation. And Mordecai said, "You're here for a reason. You are here for some purpose, and maybe we don't know what it is, but who knows whether that," I love this. This is King James. "Who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Who knows why you were put here except that for this reason? You've got to do this. So Esther got up her courage. She entered into the court uninvited. Ahasuerus saw her, held out his scepter to let everyone know that no, Esther was going to be safe. She's not going to be killed for coming in unannounced. She explains what's going on and reveals to him, number one, that she's Jewish, and number two, that Haman is planning not only to kill her kinsman Mordecai, but all the rest of the Jewish people. And Ahasuerus decides, well, we're not going to do that. And so he takes the gallows that Haman had built for Mordecai, and the king actually hanged Haman on the gallows. Esther saved the kingdom, the Jews in the kingdom. And this is where the Jewish holiday of Purim comes in. It is a celebration of the fact that the Jewish people were saved from certain extinction, certain annihilation. Esther was there for that reason, to save the Jewish people. We are here for a reason. What is that reason? That's people are going to tell you one thing or another, but I don't think that anybody can tell you or me why we're here. I think that comes from us. It's like the story of David. Here we have the kingdom of Israel facing a giant Philistine by the name of Goliath. The whole Philistine army is out there surrounding the people of Israel, and the Israeli army are very much afraid because Goliath's like 8 feet tall and he's huge, and nobody has ever gone up against him and defeated him until David shows up. David, feeling that divine nudge from within, reached down, picked up 5 stones off the ground, put one in his sling, went out there, and everybody's laughing at this skinny little shepherd boy who probably wasn't going to amount to a whole heck of a lot. And Goliath is laughing as well until David slings that stone, hits him right in the middle of the forehead, and does away with him. God could have chosen anyone to slay Goliath, but David was the one who received that call. The TV show Touched by an Angel actually looks at the book of Esther a little bit. And you can see this. This is the actually Touched by an Angel is on Amazon Prime. Go to the 6th season. The very first episode is called For Such a Time as This. And there's a song that Reverend Michael would not let me play because of royalties and permissions and things of that nature. But at the very end of the episode, a man by the name of Wayne Watson, and you can find this, the clip of the TV show on YouTube. You can also find an unadulterated version of his song on YouTube as well. And I say unadulterated because the song that they use on the clip that's on YouTube right now is not the original cut. They've altered it a little bit, but you can hear the original as well as the second version on YouTube. And if you want to see the entire episode, go to Amazon. But the song is For Such a Time as This, and it exactly speaks to what we're talking about right now. We are here for a reason. David did what David did because nobody else could do it but David. Esther did what Esther did because nobody could do it but Esther. Each of these two individuals felt fear, but they did it anyway. They took up the cause and they did it anyway. And as I said earlier, those characters in the Bible are actually aspects of us. We each have a David within us. We each have an Esther. And as the angel Monica says in the Touched by an Angel episode, she's telling a congresswoman that she needs to go to Sudan because there are human traffickers there. There is slavery going on, and she needs to let the world know. And the congresswoman was very afraid to do that. And on Monica the angel said, I'm going to tell you a secret. She said, there is something that everyone can do, and sooner or later, everyone is the one to put aside their fear and do it anyway. Some on a small scale, like us living our normal everyday lives, some like the congresswoman who went over to Sudan to free some people who were in slavery, somebody like Esther who did something really, really big and saved the entire Jewish people. Each of us has a calling. Each of us is here for a reason. We will find that reason within us, whether it's something small or whether it's something large. And as I said, nobody can tell us what that reason is. Only we can do that. Something that means a lot to me, and I have to admit I'm kind of prejudiced for it because I wrote it myself. Don't allow the limited perspective of someone else to become your reality. You, beloved, are God in physical expression. God is omnipresent everywhere, equally present and all good. God is omniscience, all wise and all knowing, and God is omnipotence, all powerful. So are you, as the physical emissary of spirit in which we all live and move and have our being. So we get to go forth and create our own reality. And we get to go forth and be as expansive as we like because we are unlimited spiritual beings. We can do this. We were born for it. And it's no accident that we are here in this moment in time and space for such a time as this. Here's an affirmation that I love. You can use it, recite it on a daily basis. It will remind you of what and who you are. I am a powerful creator. I am a master of the law. My word goes forth and accomplishes what I send it out to do. I decree a thing and it is established. My word does not return to me void. And what I can do, if you would like to, for me to send this to you, because it's a short affirmation, but you might not have picked up enough of it to really memorize it. You can make it your own, but if you would like the actual thing, get in touch with Reverend Michael, and I can get this to him, and then he can distribute it to you. But I am a powerful creator. I am a master of the law. My word goes forth and accomplishes what I send it out to do. I decree a thing and it's established. My word does not return to me void. And we can say this because we are here for a purpose. And that purpose, to express our divinity, to contribute to the expansion and further expression of the divine. Myrtle Fillmore said, know that the word of God is in your mouth and in your heart. Rejoice that it's true. Speak words of truth with joy, power, and love. Expect your words spoken and sung to bring results. And again, we speak it. We know that it takes place because we are here to be the divine in human expression. So we are all here by divine appointment. We are all here for such a time as this. Never forget that you are that which is part of the all that is. You are that in physical expression. Thank you for allowing me to be with you today to remind myself, because anytime I do a talk, it's not for anybody else, it's for me. If you get something from it, that's awesome. But this was for me. And by expression, or by extension, rather, for all of us, because we are all one. So thank you for allowing me to share in the 25th anniversary of Summit CSL. Thank you for being receptive to me. I appreciate you.
Thank thank you, Jeff, if I could get my voice out. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I've been thinking about that exact thing, thing in the last few days. What am I here for? Am I fulfilling it as I should be? Um, you know, I've been dwelling on that quite often. And that was perfect for me. That was the perfect thing for me to just remind myself that whatever it is, I'm here for a reason, and I will deal with it as things come up, and hopefully I will do the right thing. I know I'll do whatever things that needs to be done. Whether it's done in fear or hopefully not fear, but because I might be afraid of doing it, or that it's just the right thing to do. So with that, I just give thanks so much. And I'm going to send this over to, I know Michael wants to say something. So, and John. So, all right. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
That was excellent. I mean, I think, and again, with talking with a lot of people, they'll say, man, this is just one crazy world that we live in. And I say, well, again, that even in the chaos, even in, the scientists have said, even in chaos theory, that there's an order. So how am I to be a part of bringing about the order? And I think that's excellent. The the stories again from the Bible again should not. There is a tendency in some New Thought circles to go ahead and to put them aside, and I think that it really does not do us any service by taking individual by saying, okay, well, this is the spiritual principle and not reference where it came from in Holy Scriptures, whether it be Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist. So I think that again, we're here for a time, we're here for a reason, and that to allow ourselves to experience that, and that to if we don't really know, again, just to again get quiet and be still. There's always something for us to be doing, whether it's moving a chair or moving a uh, or moving a uh, or just praying. I saw John when we were meeting in person. John remembers this. We had a guy that would help us with chairs, and he would, I would put up again a ton of chairs, kind of as my expectation of people to come.
Way more
And,
than there were posteriors to place in them.
yes, so chairs and more chairs. And it was funny. I was reading on the again, I've set up more chairs than there's a purpose of the story. I set more chairs than a lot of folks. So on Facebook, I saw this. The story was that this gentleman wanted to show his love of God through a tattoo, and so he asked the tattoo artist, "Well, what would really show my love of God through a tattoo?" And what the tattoo was is a stack of chairs. That's usually what you do at churches is you stack chairs, and usually that's among the guys. So I bring that up again. We've all had a part here in bringing about Summit CSL, and again, I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful we're still here, and I'm grateful that again that we even though that we're not meeting in live, but yeah, I mean, we're meeting on the internet, but it's still that we're still shining a great light to the world. And so I appreciate that. Thank you.
John, I know you usually have a comment.
Well, I just enjoyed it really well. Well, we all have a part in moving the ball around along the court and getting something done here on this planet while we're here. And that was very inspirational. And my mother really liked the book of Esther. She talked about that a lot. That was nice.
Carol, I see you turned off your. Um,
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That was excellent. What an incredible reminder. I am smiling because in my morning meditation, in the stillness, the question came up, why am I here? Am I doing what I need to be doing? And it just was like kind of the preamble to what you were saying. And that reminder that people think they need to be doing large things and they don't. It's the little things. It is the little things. It's the smile that you give to somebody. It is taking out your neighbor's garbage. I mean, it is in the little things that and being of service, that we have been here for a purpose. And we don't always know what it is. But we do know what it is when we just look around ourselves and feel where our heart is and what needs to be done. So thank you so much. Great reminder. I love Esther.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I don't see anybody else who turned off their mute. So it is that time in our service where we give everybody the opportunity to give. There are several ways you can do that. You can go to Zelle or you can go to PayPal, and you would go to SSC of Akron at gmail.com. That's SSC of Akron at gmail.com. And you can give that way, or you can send a check with the word Summit on it to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310. And how about some more good, John?
All right.
Wait a minute. Not yet.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to express more good, express more good. More good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit and soul. It is.
Good, thank you. And I forgot to bless our our tithes. So all that we have, all that we blessed in a very gracious manner, and it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, and goes back to people 10 times or more, and are just grateful and thankful. Amen. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay,
Point of order, Madam Chairman.
yes,
John has another song.
okay.
I can do these songs anytime they come along.
Okay.
Well, this is not a song you are going to be as familiar with as some of them. I have sung it once before, but it's a relatively new song. But I brought it out here for our anniversary. But I think it goes along with our whole theme of our many years, and even with the talk that Jeff just gave. So it's called "So Long." When it seemed so long since everything seemed right. When it seemed so long for getting through the night. Friends help each other work things out for a better day beyond fear and doubt. The friendships that we form in our experience of time remain in mind, though we may be apart. The passage of the years, the laughter and the tears, so long inside the memories of the heart. Good folks doing projects as we grow, becoming friends no matter where we go. Learn to harmonize each other's song and recall it in the heart after so long. The friendships that we form in our experience of time remain in mind, though we may be apart. The passage of the years, the laughter and the tears, so long inside the memories of the heart. Enjoying time with friends at work or play. Soul travelers sharing on the way. Learn to harmonize each other's song and recall it in the heart after so long. The friendships that we form in our experience of time remain in mind, though we may be apart. The passage of the years, the laughter and the tears, so long inside the memories of the heart. So long inside the memories of the heart.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. I'm glad that Michael reminded me that I missed your song. So I'm so glad you did it. So, all right. It's that time for announcements. Barbara.
Hello, and yeah, lots of good stuff happening. I'm still on New Thought Media Network, ntmedia.org. And again, we are beaming away from Akron, Ohio to the world, helping and assisting, and again, getting the New Thought message out to the world. So ntmedia.org. Always appreciate Jeff Ratcliffe being on to help with the Friday evening fireside chat. And again, what just a wonderful message today. We will be having our last meditation class with Carol Ann this week. And then we will come back, and Carol Ann and I will come back, and we will talk about what we're going to do in the future. So lots of good stuff happening here. So again, thank you to John for all of your love and support of us over the years. Thank you, Carol Ann, for all of your love and support. Thank you, Diana, for not shooting me over the years. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you giving up the guns a few years ago to yeah. I really appreciate that. So again, thank you.
And we're grateful to Kyle and Hannah and everybody else as well, because Kyle's been around longer, Hannah, but it's very, very important. Okay, so any other announcements?
Yes, indeed. Yeswise.com is where you'll find my blog called Yeswise Inspiry and other information and courses and all kinds of things, including my holistic natural health wellness seminar, now completed and up for your learning enjoyment at yeswise.com. And watch today for my little talk on Groundhog Day. Be put up later today.
All right. I'm assuming that's all the announcements.
No, there is one more announcement. On the Friday evening fireside chat, Reverend Jeff and I made a bet about would the groundhog see its shadow or not. And that I'm just informing Reverend Jeff that you owe me $5.
Ooh.
Yes, that the groundhog did see its shadow, and that again, because I believed and I went beyond the weather forecast to see the truth, I went ahead. It's so you owe me $5. I just wanted to, and that's yes, the groundhog did see its shadow today in Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. So there will be 6 more weeks.
But did we specify Punxsutawney Phil as the end all be all?
Yes, we did. Yes,
because
yeah.
French Creek Freddy
I
in West Virginia did not.
I have tape on
just
it.
found
I don't think
I have tape on it.
I don't think
You
Ohio
do.
Chuck
Well,
has son.
Well, I think because Freddie in West Virginia did not see his shadow, that makes Punxsutawney Phil's prediction null and void.
Well, I don't think Ohio Chuck saw any sun either. I haven't seen any sun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
the snow's melted now anyway. I mean,
I'm going to weasel out of this $5 somehow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, well, at that moment, let's just take a time for a moment of silence. And I'm going to ring us in, and I will ring us out. And let's take a few minutes to anybody that, whether it be yourself, family member, a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, the world in general, let's just know that all is well, and that whatever their need is, it's being met perfectly right now. So I'll ring us in, and then I'll ring us out. light of God surrounds us. The peace of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. He is and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Hannah, you can go ahead and finish our Facebook feed. And so I'm just grateful and thankful. John or Jeff, that was just wonderful again. John, the music was good as usual. And I'm just so grateful that we have so many people